Hey guys, tightrope here, bringing you a 2v2 today. We are on Elst Outskirts. Actually spawning on the left, we have DarkRegion with Soviets with combined arms, defensive and guard motor. KIROV also with Soviets, who has NKVD locked in immediately. We've seen him use his commander a lot in the past. Opposing them on the right hand side, we have upside down ? Who playing with Ostheer, Encirclement, Spearhead and Storm, and finally ? Also with Ostheer going for defensive right away. In terms of rankings, a range team on both sides. Axis are rank 11 currently, and the Allies are ranked 45. But individually, DarkRegion's rank 8, Random 2s, and KIROV rank 28. So, you know, maybe that sounds more impressive, more of an even match. I think these guys maybe play some 4v4, so it's like an arranged team of 2 as well, from what I could see on their profile. So yeah, the Eastern Front matchup here. Okay, so it's a conscript start for both of the Soviet players. Early Osttrooping to the center there. Wire off on the buildings. The Soviets did make tracks for both the buildings and excuse me, wired them off quite early on. And it's going to be 3 conscripts, 2 combat engineers for KIROV. Few skirmishes across the battlefield. So the Axis are in better positions at this stage. It's pretty close, and the Allies maybe have more reinforcements arriving. Could have swung this in their favour a bit more. Surprised that KIROV backed away here. Maybe a bit of coordination lacking. Conscripts chasing in too far. Could even potentially have gotten wiped. But the Osttrooping keeping their eyes on the conscripts in the centre. Trying to force them away. And these guys are holding out very nicely behind that cover. Good old Spinneroony up there. Conscripts are able to duck away from the machine gun fire. Another squad coming in on the flank. So, ? Going to have to give up on this. So the focus on the centre for the Axis working well for them there, but not working too well in the north. And the pops. But they spread out quite nicely. Not taking too much damage from the flamer, not staying in cover. Flamethrowers, of course, very strong against Osttrooping since they need to be in cover for that bonus. Otherwise they do like half their damage. Huge recover penalty for them. Flamer coming in. A little bit slow dodging though for DarkRegion. And can't get off to the side. Gonna stay suppressed. Oh, but this squad came out of suppression. And the machine gun's actually going to run away. The conscripts though getting very low. But it buys enough time for the combat engineers to come out of suppression. Now they can get some work done, but not for long. Grenadiers arriving. Only 3 Osttrooping, by the way. Quite often we see 4, but maybe that's more of a 1v1 thing, or sometimes even 5. I know that Jimmy looks for 5 quite often when he uses Osttrooping. Got the tech down, got the mid bunker back here for ? One coming up now for upside down ? Maybe I should refer to as upside down from now on.
The bunker is now a field hospital.
Okay, could be a bit of body blocking from KIROV. It's looking good at the moment. Osttrooping in some major trouble. There's quite a lot of negative cover down here as well. And the body block's just excellent for KIROV. Osttrooping in some major trouble. Gets around the side finally now, but no hope of escape. MG was pretty well positioned. But I mean, running down the road there is just... I think it was lucky to even last that long. Now going to jump back on, looking for some more harass opportunities out the side with those conscripts. 4 conscripts meanwhile for DarkRegion. KIROV with a bit of float. Some tech coming up for DarkRegion. DarkRegion's also ticked Molotovs. That's where some more of his resources have gone. And tier 3 coming up for KIROV. No commissar yet. I've seen that from KIROV in the past. And it's going to be a half-track for question mark. That's a very strange option. Used to be the go-to with Ostheer, of course. Not so good anymore, though. Ostheer don't have as powerful of a start. So, you know, 6 minutes, 6.5 minutes by the time it's on the field and upgraded. He doesn't even have the munis for the upgrade at the moment because he went for a mid bunker. It's just not that powerful anymore compared to, like, I think it was like 4 minutes 30. It used to be a common flame half-track timing with Ostheer in the past. And that's such a big difference. Looks like KIROV going to go for a half-track himself. Maybe saw the 251 arriving and was like, I can't really afford to wait for the T7. He's still a lot of fuel away from that. Bit of Molotov action out there, but it looks like DarkRegion having to give up some of this harass. You got some tank traps behind the flag. And Ostheer style, re-echelon style maneuver. I've never tested those Soviet tank traps in terms of cover they provide. Not in many commanders. Like how much health they have, how much cover they provide. Okay, T-grenade on the 222 immediately. That could be in some trouble. KIROV's half-track up in the north. No anti-tank gun for either of the Axis. This is not looking good. Conscripts Ura in for the anti-tank grenade. The quad coming through, looking for the kill on this immediately. And the T-gun in the build from question mark does have the build time bulletin. In fact, both the Axis players do. And now the quad looking for a cleanup. Knocks out another Ostheer. 2 squads down now for question mark. And a bit of a nightmare this game. The quad, I think, catching the Axis off guard. But, you know, as I said, their light vehicle timings were actually quite weak considering both of them only went for like a 3-unit start. 3 Grens or 3 Ostheer. Should have been able to get their light vehicles out faster. And then, on the back of that, could have gone for an early AT gun, but went for stormtroopers instead. Looks like the combat engineer is going to get away. Has to throw a Molotov, but cancels it quickly, realizing that might have resulted in the squad's death. Machine gun trying to set it right here in the corner, but the quad not giving up the chase, and now could be a nasty retreat. Quite a bit of negative cover here to start off the chase, and he's popped a speed boost as well. Oh, that can work there. Just a speed boost really, doesn't give any accuracy bonuses like we see from some other abilities. Gotta max him out now for DarkRegion. Interesting, didn't decide to go for the Dishka. Conscripts AT grenading there through the fence, it looked like. And the machine gun does end up getting killed. The pack, though, fired a shot. The quad has to back away. He's going to Molotov that to try and prevent the recapture. AT grenade on the rebuilt 251. And now it's a bit of a scrap. There is some negative cover here. Another anti-tank grenade. Oh, but the flamethrower pops, and now maybe can't stick around with these conscripts for long enough for another AT grenade, so they give up that. Turn their attention over to the anti-tank gun. Meanwhile, repairs coming in out the back. Anti-tank gun now for upside down. DarkRegion has started tier 3 now. But since he's gone single combat engineer, might just be building that to get the teching done at this stage while he's back at base, rather than looking to build the T-70.
We are losing territory.
Stormtroopers doing well.
We have an isolated sector.
Generally not a huge fan of Stormtroopers against Soviets though. I just feel like with the high model counts you don't often do that well in the engagements. Don't secure wipes as easily as you can against a lot of the 4-man squads or weapon teams. Oh, AT-gun takes a shot. The 222 trying to get away. Looks like it will be able to, but this thing hasn't done too much. That was a close call. If DarkRegion was right on top of his game, I think he could have Uri anti-tank grenaded. Got the kill, but decent reaction times. The AT gun connects once, the quad speed boost wearing off. Attack ground connecting with the truck. And now a Maxim in the building for KIROV. KIROV with a lot of manpower. Must have been fighting very economically. He's doing very well. And the KD's up against an Osttrooping player as well. Sure that helps in the kills department, but still doing a lot better than DarkRegion in the deaths department as well. Incendiary nade. Look at that guy inside spinning around. Goes out of smoke afterwards, but I think he's going to stay suppressed. He's on negative cover there as well. I'm sure that's not helping.
The enemy is gaining a foothold. We are down to 300 points.
Suppression recovery rates on negative cover very slow.
The enemy is taking our
Yeah, I'm trying to remember what the recovery rate even is. Can't remember off the top of my head. I think inside buildings was 50. Maybe heavy cover was 10. Doesn't really matter too much. You guys can look it up in the Star Series on suppression if you're curious enough. Quad getting some work done up here in the north. But the Axis are starting to fight back on territory. They've fought their way back and quite effectively, considering how many losses question mark suffered in that early game. This is Greedy from DarkRegion though, jumped into the building. LG is gonna survive and escape though. It's a barrage onto the machine gun. Quick reactions though from upside down. Second shell though scatters along a bit. Does get a decent connection. Oh, conscript dead in the center. Was that to the flamer or was that to the mortar? I'm not entirely sure. Either way, KIROV losing a squad there. I think this is his first squad loss. He's done well to this point. A little bit surprised he hasn't gone for an anti-tank gun. I mean, he doesn't really need one that much, but might as well have one. Can barrage away the machine guns, help contain the flamer if the quad's on the other side of the map. He's got the manpower for it, so I'm not entirely sure why he wouldn't do it. Going in now with the quad. The AT gun's right here, but it's under a bit of pressure from the conscripts. Can't reinforce it. MG sitting up, but having its vision blocked. The quad switching its attention over to the AT gun now, looking for the D crew. But he's backing through. He's popped a speed boost. Charging down the road fast. Pack misses its shot anyway. Close range mortar, good connection. Bit of a close call both sides. I think KIROV could have stayed in there and done a tremendous amount of damage, but played it safe. The AT gun of upside down was nowhere near. Oh no! DarkRegion lost his Maxim in the building. Okay, Axis starting to get something going here. Currently mounting their comeback. Got no tier 3 tick up for either of them yet though. It's troubling. They've got quite a lot of fuel. I'll probably expect Upside Down to have gone for tier 3. There's quite a lot of manpower though as well. You're getting hunted by this quad. A couple of Fausting squads coming around the corner, but the quad able to knock it out just in time. Oh, but a bit of bad pathing. It's going to be a Faust. What was that from KIROV? It was driving this way, now it's driving this way, and it looks like it might go down. Pack not in position for another shot, and he didn't continue the chase with the Ostheer. Flamer, meanwhile, coming up here. This is where KIROV may be paying the price of not having a Zis to help clear these weapons off. But we've got a T-34 arriving. Flamer half-track could be in some trouble. The quad trying to get away here with hold fire on. Trying to disappear into the fog. A surprise though. That's not a good surprise for question mark. And half-track going to go down. Good dodge on the rifle nade there. DarkRegion T-34 hasn't done too much. Looks like it's been well contained by the anti-tank gun. Seems like DarkRegion is struggling a little bit in the manpower battling. T-34 coming back in. Pack is a little bit out of position. Crushes through the cover. Faust's going to come through. There's a second squad there for another Faust. He's going in. Really wants to kill on that pack, but besides against it, lucky that the Fausting squad couldn't find their target there. If they just decided to run around this way the entire time, having a dead T-34. Could start to upgrade these Ostheer now with the LMGs. There's plenty of munitions for it as well. But yeah, upside question mark rather was a little bit late with that tick. You know, you are kind of incentivized into going for that tick a little bit earlier, so you can get those LMGs on Ostheer. Such a big power spike for them. Available at Battle Phase 2. Looks like the T-34 took one shot and he's not going to take any risks backing out for repairs. Going to be slow going though with only one combat engineer. Water forced away by the conscripts, and he's got a nice sandbag position set up here to harass the muni point with. But you know, pretty even split on the map honestly between these two teams. Upside Down did indeed go for a Panzer IV, but it's probably 2, maybe 3 minutes late at this stage compared to when he could have had it. Ostheer did. Looks like they did have an LMG now on the ground. But the pack looking to finish off the T-34. Oh, the attack round missing. Maybe one last opportunity here, but that misses as well. Still hoping. But he's not getting the result. Meanwhile, DarkRegion bleeding crazy amounts of manpower to these LMG Grenadiers. There's a 4 coming down the road. LMG decrewed in the end. Conscripts pick up the LMG. Big bonus there for KIROV. Losing those combat engineers though, a little bit clumsy, staying in there for too long. Going for a Katyusha now. DarkRegion also going for a Katyusha. KIROV has picked up 2 anti-tank guns. He was late getting the first one, but he's gone for 2 of them now. Jumps back on the MG. The second MG sits up facing this direction, so pretty well covered. Okay, combat engineers in the build next for KIROV. There's a lot of repairs on that T-34. The Axis also starting to dig in with these team weapons. They're also gone for double anti-tank guns, both of them. So these double Katyushas could work very well. It's just up to the Axis
Ready for assignment.
to maybe go hunting for them. The Allies haven't planted that many mines to stop a dive for these Katyushas. Haven't seen many at all. Especially because quite a lot of the time they've only had one combat engineer. Especially DarkRegion.
Driven a wedge in our lines.
Spinning around. AT guns lining up here. It's around behind the tree line. Panzer IV probing, looking to apply some bleed.
We are losing supplies to the enemy.
Got the Katyushas now.
Sector has been cut off.
This is DarkRegion's. Reasonable targeting. But it's quite a lot of scatters from close to base he's doing that barrage. 2 kills. Oh, but there's the other Katyusha. That one from KIROV clears off the machine gun. Could be destroyed. Double AT gun's right there, but he's going to back away. If you didn't realize. Good flank from the conscripts. With the Molotov. Both these players, by the way, do have the anti-tank Overwatch. Don't have the munis for it yet, but I'm sure they want to try and conserve some munitions to let that rip, and they've pulled out a big VP lead at this early stage. Axis have been stabilizing for sure, but a couple strong Katyusha barrages could turn things around completely, and Axis could be polished off in no time flat after that. But the Allies didn't actually kill off that machine gun, so question mark able to recover it. Minimal manpower damage in the end. Talking like 100 manpower instead of maybe even less, because
We have new
no.
units.
No battle phase 3. We got it coming through for upside down question mark though. Okay, rear armor hit there. Oh boy, this is not good for the T-34. Gets behind the building and the Panzer IV misses. The double AT guns rounding the corner. AT gun missing for DarkRegion. Panzer IV. Oh, what is that? Oh, it goes down though still. Stormtroopers right on top of the AT gun. And they're going to decrew one of KIROV's AT guns. KIROV still with a huge amount of float, by the way. MG in some trouble in the center. Ooh, it's going to get away though. And the AT gun now getting killed off by the pack. Recovered though by DarkRegion. It doesn't go to waste. Booby trap though, big damage. Force that conscript away. I'd say that's one of the benefits of stormtroopers though against Soviets. The booby traps actually do a lot of damage to all 6 or 7 men typically when they detonate. Axis definitely doing a lot better on the map control, and the Osttrooper will only get stronger as the game goes on, as more craters from these Katyusha barrages start to emerge. Close call on the 222 there. T-guns lighting up these T-34s. SU-85 now for DarkRegion. KIROV also going for an SU-85. KIROV does also have the option of maybe going for like a regular Soviet mortar. Dropping in a flare could be quite handy. Like some vision for these Katyusha barrages. And perhaps some vision for the anti-tank Overwatch later as well. Could be a decent idea since he's got such a large amount floating currently. Do have a Talonine up here, by the way. Conscripts, I think, trying to throw a couple AT nades. Katyusha barrages out the back. The pack's dodging forwards though, and it's a good move because they take almost 0 damage. It seems like DarkRegion having trouble fighting these LMG Grenadiers frontally. The MG not in position to assist. Grenadiers mass sprinting forwards, and the T-34 is spinning around. Goes down. Yeah, it was not good from DarkRegion. I don't know why he spun around there. There was nothing behind him. He must have just right-clicked far enough away that it caused a spin around. Ooh, this is trouble. Double packs lining up on the SU. But I think they had to go for attack rounds there, and they both miss. Close call. That could have been disastrous for the Allies. Could have lost 2 tanks in the blink of an eye for really no reason. And so far the Katyushas have been okay, but not game-winning. 6 kills there, 3 kills. 9 kills total and 4 barrages.
Supply lines have been cut.
Okay, he's attack grounding to clear off the vision blocker there. Su-85 rolling down, but we do have the double packs right here as well. 222's hiding behind the trees. Su-85 not on focus sight though, so quite quick getting out of harm's way. Now conscripts coming down this alley. Katyusha coming down, but it's too late. The packs have already repositioned.
The enemy is attempting to steal our sector.
But the Pyro, forgotten about by Upside Down, loses it to the conscripts. Wow, really lucky scatter on that Katyusha. One of the packs decrewed. The MG's in some trouble now as well. Jumps back on that, so both of Upside Down's Pyros going down. He's got the Boombear coming in. Will that be able to save the day? Su-85 from DarkRegion all the way out at the moment. Needed to be up here finishing off this AT gun. He's coming up for it now. He's dropped... oh no, it's not. I thought it was anti-tank Overwatch, but it's actually sector artillery. Fires off some smoke as well. But yeah, not the best from DarkRegion. Really need that issue up there much earlier than that. Double Pyros in the build now for Upside Down. T-34 considering coming in from the side, but the double packs are right there. Luckily one of them misses though. Target weak point active. Oh, he's right on max range. Attack rounds are available. Gets away though. That was a close one. And the Axis so far doing a very good job with their AT gun positioning. Able to do a lot of damage to these Soviet tanks and not get completely annihilated by the Katyushas. And now triple cap ticking against the Allies. Upside Down still has a lot of manpower floating. Might be saving for a Panther next. Do also have breakthrough available in this commander if you... Excuse me, I'm feeling bold. Might have been refueled somewhere. Conscripts coming around the corner here. T-nade, the issue. Oh, it was a Zis shot actually missing. Otherwise, that could have been an engine crit. Here comes a Werfer back the other way now. Question mark on the Zis. Maybe it was on the conscripts as they were retreating. I'm not entirely sure. That was a huge whiff. Oh no. Engine damage on the Boombear. Now that's in some trouble. Anti-tank Overwatch dropped down. And there's still such a long way to go before he's home and free. Boombear is well dead. Double AT guns all the way out as well. No position to kill conscripts in return. And look at that close range Katyusha on the machine gun. Luckily the scatter on the second dose of rockets quite bad. Machine gun gonna get away. And KIROV just surging ahead. Looking really to turn the screws on upside down at the moment, the Allies. Trying to finish off this match. One other pack's decrewed. 222's in some trouble now. A double T-34's getting down here. And all the Green Deeps retreating. I thought maybe one of them would have gone for a snare on this one before retreating. Crushes through that wreck. Gonna try kill off these decrewed weapons now. Upside down with the Panther in the build. We've got a fresh Panther from actual ? As well. And here come the double packs. He's rotated. KIROV does have enough munis to drop the anti-tank Overwatch himself though. Hasn't done it yet. Probably should have. Panzer IV's armor holding well and bounces 2 kill shots. There goes the T-34 of KIROV. And looks like DarkRegion going to have one joining in the tank cemetery down here. There it goes. Greedy's dead to the Katyusha though. KIROV did manage to get out with most of his stuff, not that one T-34, and potentially could have killed the Panzer IV as well, but with the skirts boosting up the armor, bounced those final 2 shots. Definitely should have popped that anti-tank Overwatch like 10 seconds earlier. I imagine with that, probably would have got the Panzer IV kill.
Enemy forces are securing our territory.
So, yeah, it was looking very good for the Allies, but the Axis able to strike back, get some crucial kills. Upside down, though, still very low on pop cap. Looks like he cancelled the Panthers, gone back into the Bombear. He just doesn't have any AT guns, though. They both got destroyed down here, didn't they? Don't know what that's about. Doesn't seem like a good idea to me, though. Oh, what is this? Okay, at least he retreats it quite early on. KIROV just coming up for an 18A, just trying to slow things down a little bit. Ooh, big hit from the P4 though. Could maybe bait this T-34 over the mine. Yep, there it goes. Double AT guns right there. Should be able to finish off KIROV's tank now. AT guns losing vision, gets behind the tree line. You can't attack Brown through that as well, it's too thick. Panzer IV should be able to clean this up. The S-35 quite slow. Come around to assist. It doesn't do any damage to the Panzer IV. Great mine. Finally comes good there for question mark. Just down to 83 points, 81 now. We're pushing from the SU-85, hoping that that would allow the conscripts to win. Not the case. And there's the Bombear. Great shot to start things off. SU-85, he knows the position of it, so knew he's safe to come in for a shot or two. Got the munis for both sets of anti-tank Overwatch yet again, though. This could be bad news for the Axis shortly. And what is this Bombear doing? Spinning around, still on the front lines. He's got no support at all. The pack, freshly constructed, coming out of base still. Conscripts Ura past the Werfer, and then the Werfer dies to the Katyusha. Was that KIROV? Is that what? No, that was just with a regular barrage. Maybe even targeting the mortar that was just standing there. That is really bad luck for question mark. Instant rebuild on that Werfer. Okay, you've got the sector artillery coming down now. Conscripts complete the decap, but I think it continues going after the point is neutralized. Ends up losing the conscripts. Definitely a pretty good map for sector artillery. You know, so many interlocking sectors, ends up covering a huge chunk of the map. So generally I'm not a huge fan of this ability, but you know, some team game maps it is quite good. Uh-oh. Oh, SU-85's in some major trouble. He's got it on focus sight mode, but here come the T-34s. They're rolling through. No anti-tank overwatch. Knocks out the Panzer IV. One of the packs decrewed as well. The T-34 getting onto the rear armor. Outskirts going for the 18-8. Dropping the anti-tank overwatch, but the Panther's already quite far away. But it's stopped here for a while. And the T-34 now blocking its pathing. That goes down. The double pack spinning around. And they polish off. That was the Vet 3 T-34. But either way, it's a good trade for KIROV as long as he doesn't lose this as well. No. Oh, so close. The tank wreck blocking one of those shots. This is his combat engineers, though. He's rebuilding them now. T-34, meanwhile, causing all sorts of issues for upside down. He's lost a Grenadier squad. And for a Panzer IV now. Probably had quite a bit of time to send a different squad up to collect that machine gun. Didn't really need it on stormtroopers.
Enemy is attempting to steal our sector.
A couple of Katyushas now. MG abandoned. Lots of draining from the allies though. He needs to send that MG in to cap. The Bombier's going to have some other ideas about this. He's got tracking activated on the AT gun though. One shot in, and the second one even. Here comes the Werfer looking to target that. Horrible scatter though, really, really bad. Decent dodge from DarkRegion for sure, but really bad scatter.
Points remaining. Increase your efforts.
Okay, able to jump back on that MG. Definitely the allies feeling the impact of not polishing off these team weapons. Quite a few of them that actually could have been finished. Wow. Great shot from that SU-85. Must have been absolutely max range. On the move as well. Quite likely to miss. Seems like the Axis really having trouble rebuilding their momentum. Occasionally they get some decent wipes, decent moments, but and they just end up losing it again. Katyushas now, I think, onto this machine gun. Onto the pack, I'm not entirely sure. Looks like he went for a creeping barrage as well, but... Oh, preemptive Zis barrage. Big damage on the stormtroopers. Here goes the MG, the other Katyusha, seeing to that. T-34 diving in, but the AAT guns are right there. They do 2 shots, missing with the attack rounds, and they're right next to each other. Should be able to kill this T-34 here if he goes with an efficient split on them. But there are a few sight blockers. KIROV evasive with that T-34, trying to drive away. SU-85 meanwhile pushing through the center. MG decrewed, he recovers it, but getting Molotov now. So it's a draining, 68 remaining. Gee, maybe doesn't have vision or something. That was weird, not firing at that combat engineer. Getting flamed by the other one. And tries to set up facing this direction, but going pretty fast. Here comes the Werfer though, and that's a full retreat from KIROV. He knows exactly what's coming. Lucky to get out of there alive. 60 points now. Army size, you can see both the allies around 90. Axis around 60. Huge PopCap lead for the allies. DarkRegion with a lot of float as well. Basically every resource category. Katyusha rush. Just about build another Katyusha, which might be the strongest option at the moment. Once he's reinforced, he doesn't quite have the pop cap for it, but quad. I didn't realize this thing was still alive. 24 kills, but KIROV losing it there. Probably did though. No planes for the Axis, so it doesn't really need the anti-air. Not sure if KIROV was trying to free up some pop cap because he doesn't really need it. He could build anything if he had the resources. Okay, T-34 coming in from the side. Pack's under pressure. Good target weak point, but the pack decrewed. The Bombi is up here. Oh boy, what is this T-34 doing for KIROV though? He's going in for the Werfer. Before missing a crucial shot. There goes the Werfer. There goes the T-34, but KIROV may be happy enough with that trade. Those of the Allies are just hurting so much. Stug now, actually, from upside down. That's interesting. Pack got completely destroyed, by the way, from DarkRegion, so it's done well. Higher rebuild from upside down, which is interesting. I thought maybe he'd be rebuilding the pack. Somehow, though, the Allies allowing the Axis to cap the center, even when they're so far behind on army size. This barrage MG is very low, and there it goes. This barrage a little bit further back. Chush onto the mortar, it looks like. Mortar out. Cheeky attack rounds there from the T-34, but now the Stug coming in. Forces that away. The Su-85 and Zis are right here, though. On focus sight mode, big damage on these Ostheer tanks. Su-85 rolling through center. The double packs are right there though, decides to halt the advance. Su-85 looking for some attack rounds now through the building. Fresh T-34 in the north, shutting down the capture attempts. Oh, Panzer IV in some trouble in the center. Down it goes for question mark. Good move from KIROV coming back in there. Sniped off at max range before he had a chance to get out. These are the risks you take though, operating your tank at, you know, anything but full health. It's so easy to go down. Just a minor control error. Down to the Stug. Su-85 facing the wrong direction slightly. Lines up on him. 35. Not going to be able to finish the job. Shooting to the north, trying to clear off the S-mines up here. And the team weapons as well. 31 points left for the Axis. They're really making the Allies work for this now. You know, from about 160 points onwards, it's been quite an even fight, really. In terms of VPs, in spite of the Axis just being continuously 40 total pop cap behind, I would estimate.
We are down to 25
maybe even more than that.
Do not let them defeat us.
Okay, DarkRegion did finally push into 100 pop cap now. Going for an extra T-34. Ooh, close call for that Stug. They're doing some cheeky attack rounds here. Just wheeling its way forwards. Wheeling its way out. He's gone for a bunker buster. There's this, I think, really far enough away. Not too much risk. I've been tracking now. Axis though did manage to secure the center, and they got double machine guns guarding there as well. Coming Katyushas though, they've got other ideas about that. This one from KIROV. Regular barrage. Doesn't manage to clear them off though. Clock has stopped. 14 remaining for the Axis. Ooh. Big impact. Conscript's in some trouble. T-34 circling around now. Oh, big Katyusha. The double packs. Both the crews dropping down the anti-tank Overwatch. Wants to go for the Brumbear next. He's started up a ram. Penetrates. Brumbear's in some major trouble. SU-85 pushing through the center now. And this looks like it's going to be lights out for the Axis finally. One slight error on the positioning on these packs. And everything comes crumbling down. Flak Panzer for question mark? That's making me question mark what he's doing. Tries to go for some secure mode with the T-34, but Grenadiers in there jamming it. And now the Stugs getting involved. I think Overwatch wearing off now. SU-85 coming back in, but the Stugs backing out. Allies did manage to cap in the north though. They are capping. Okay, the machine gun's moving in there now. Now rolling through the center. He's got the focus sight mode on. He's hungry for that Brumbear kill. I mean, a Strug kill rather. Can't find it.
The enemy has killed a machine gun crew. I fear we are losing. With 10 points remaining.
7 points. And this one is sewn up now for the Allies. T-34 doing a victory lap out the back just for memes. And there it goes. So, yeah, I think the Axis is pretty far behind for most of this match, honestly. Like, they were even up until that quad arrived, and they just weren't prepared for the quad at all. And both of them going for like an extra unit before the anti-tank gun, and they just had no answer to the quad, really, especially question mark going for that Flamer half-track. Perhaps you see now why Flamer half-tracks are not popular at all. Had no answer. At least with the 222, you know, you can do enough damage to the quad, maybe combined with the threat of a snare, you can force it away, but Flamer half-track, especially at that 6.5 minute timing, just not a good answer. And KIROV having great success with that quad early on, got like 2 squad wipes as well as that half-track kill, I think, maybe even 3 squad wipes. Real good value from that for KIROV. And that, yeah, the Axis kind of struggled for a good chunk of the rest of the match. They had moments where they came back just about to even, but then seemed like maybe upside down question mark would kind of end up losing a bunch of stuff down the bottom, and then they'd be right back in trouble again. But yeah, we didn't really get to see much from upside down question mark's commando. Occasional sprint, one squad with stormtroopers, but nothing from the top end. Functionally, might have been better off with like Storm or Jaeger infantry. And yeah, it's so hard to deal with the double anti-tank Overwatch. Such a strong ability. You know, not really any counterplay to it. What can you do? Well, anyway, guys, wrap on that. If you like a game recast by me, details are in the video description below. Otherwise, I'll catch you all for the next thrilling installment. Goodbye and good luck.